जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतम्। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। आई एम ऑडिबल माताजी?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Doing 30th chapter, the third canto, right? Third canto, chapter 30th, verse 1. Okay. So starting with this very important aspects of our humankind, actually. So the influence of time and all that. So will we start reciting verses? So anybody will recite the verse?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yeah, Prashanti Mataji.
Yeah. Kapila uvacha tasya jano nunam nayam vedoru vikramam kalyamanopi bhalino vayoriva ganavalihi. Shall I read translation, Mataji?
Yeah. Someone else can read?
Yeah, Sarika Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dane Pranam.
Hare Krishna, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead said, as a mass of cloud does not know the powerful influence of the wind, a person engaged in material consciousness does not know the powerful strength of the time factor by which he is being carried. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Chandana Mataji can read purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great politician Pandita named Chanakya said that even one moment of time cannot be returned even if one is prepared to pay millions of dollars. One cannot calculate the amount of loss there is in wasting valuable time, either materially or spiritually. One should be very alert in utilizing the time which he has at his disposal. A conditioned soul lives in a particular body for a fixed measurement of time, and it is recommended in the scriptures that within that small measurement of time, one has to finish Krishna consciousness and thus gain release from the influence of the time factor. But unfortunately, those who are not in Krishna consciousness are carried away by the strong power of time without their knowledge, as clouds are carried by the wind. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So such a beautiful verse here. We are now coming to the section where Kapila Muni is explained all about, what was the previous chapter name? Anyone remember?
Explanation of devotional service.
Right. So he explained about bhakti mixed with all the gunas and pure bhakti, and then what is Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all that he was explaining it to Devahuti, right? And then all the answers are being given to Devahuti, and then some of the answers were answered towards the end of the last chapter. And then it's all about birth and death of the living entity. And now he's describing one after the other. And then, results of whatever is coming because of the activities happening through Rajaguna, Tamaguna, and, what is mode of goodness? Tamaguna, Sattva-guna. Yeah? So all it is happening. So Kapila Muni here, it is explaining that the pains which we go through in different stages of our life, youth, old age, death, and then hell also for the person, how they get agitated because of the attachments we have with our relationships which we are holding in our material life. So this is what, the context here is all about materialistic person and the life and death of that person, and how is it, and then he started with explaining as a influence of time here. So your personality of Godhead is telling that as a mass of clouds does not know the powerful influence of the wind. Like if there is a massive wind, hurricane or something happens, the clouds don't have any choice to hold on to the place where they are. They have to be pushed up with the wind going. So like that, a person who is engaged in this material world, fully filled with material consciousness, does not know the strength of the time factor, the powerful strength of the time factor. So we will be carried out. Like we will understand. Okay, just now Mataji was telling, right? We started 2 years ago, this Shrimad Bhagavatam sessions. And then if someone is really engrossed into the study of Shrimad Bhagavatam, they will think that this is like a flash of a minute. So Krishna Katha will immerse you like that. So you will not understand, oh, how come it finished this much time? Like that you will think. Even if you go for a holiday also, it will like, you think, oh, it's just finished. I thought it's just for 2 minutes. I was there for 2 months, but it will be like that. So time influence we will not see in our life. Even when our children are also growing, we will still may think, oh, they are small. They are, in that, grown 5 year to 10 year to 15 years they're going, but still we think, oh, okay, they are too small to take some decisions. We still interfere in them, and then, they are as a personality they're having an independence and growing, but we still think, okay, we have some decision making power on them, and then, but we have to understand as and when they grow we have to let them go. And that is how as in a family we have to understand, so that we can give more time to Krishna. Otherwise we will be entangled with this family duties and responsibilities. Do whatever is required, needful, and then leave the rest. But time will not allow us to do that. We will be carried away. So many of our duties and responsibilities will be carried away. So Mataji, would you like to scroll down a little bit? I want to see the purport. Thank you, Mataji. So there's a purport nicely given here, Srila Prabhupada's purport mentioning that a great politician, Pandita, Chanakya, Chanakya Niti, right, say that every moment of time cannot be returned, even if one is ready to pay millions of dollars, which we all know this. Yesterday's time, you won't get it today. Gone means gone, that's it. So I was telling to my son, is preparing for from some exam to go to the advanced section in his school. In secondary school, he has to go, and then younger son, so he has to write an exam. And he was not so much keen initially, but towards the closer to the exam, he just sat for 1 week, rigorously practiced, and he was getting the interest of seeing his result. And his teacher was mentioning that he can put some hard work, he can do very well. He's a smart boy, but he don't have that starting problem we have. So he didn't want to do that. I never pushed him. Okay, I encouraged him, but I didn't push him. But when he actually, took the exam, he realized that he has got potential. He's getting good results, and he's seeing the result. He's getting encouraged, and he said, "I wish I would have practiced it earlier." I got that kind of attitude towards exam day. I said, it's good, you're positive, so at least you can put your 100% when you're doing exam. Do and leave the rest to Krishna. So, but he realized, okay, I wish I had this time. So that valuable time got wasted, you will not get back. So that's the lesson we all will learn. And even in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, we have that beautiful verse. What Krishna says in the first canto, canto 1, chapter 2, verse 8. Anybody remember the verse? Shrema Hevai Kevalam. It starts like that. Dharma svanistitaha pumsaha vishwaksenha katasuyaha na utpadayati ratim Shrema evahi kevalam. What is there? It is mentioned that in the translation, the occupational activities of man performing according to his own position. They are useless labor of time if they don't provoke any attraction to the message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever we do, if there is no value for the message is what we are hearing, there's no provoking information or happening within our heart to get closer to Krishna, that's useless waste of time. So Here when Prabhupada is telling one cannot calculate the amount of loss, there is a wasting valuable time. When we are doing like that, either materially or spiritually, we have to be alert in utilizing our time. Whatever we have at our disposal, that's what is mentioned very clearly, that we as a conditioned soul carried away with this and taking this particular body, and then before we realize death will hit us, and then we will not understand how we have wasted our human form of life. Yeah, so that is why one has to understand the influence of the time. Unfortunately, those who are not in Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada is clearly mentioning, carried away by the strong power of time without their knowledge, as the clouds are carried by the wind. So then there is a bonus for us trying to be in practicing in Krishna consciousness. So we have to use everything for the pleasure of the Lord. So time is very precious, and we see from the Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna declares, right, he is time, isn't it? Which chapter Krishna declares he is time? Anyone remember?
10th chapter, Mataji. 10th chapter. 10th chapter, I think.
No. In 11th chapter, when he showed his universal form, he declares that. Each and everything he mentions to Arjuna, and then he also says that to the reply of Krishna, Arjuna's two questions he asked. No? He asked that, who are you? You are so ferocious form, that Ugra Rupa. What is your mission? He asked these questions to Krishna. Then Krishna replies, I am time, the ultimate benefactor, destroyer, sorry. He's the one who is destroying. No? Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravarto. He says, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. I have come here to destroy all of these people. With the exception of you, Pandavas, he says. All the soldiers, both the sides will be killed. That's what he says. Krishna's plan is that Arjuna wanted to give up this fighting because of his being not able to take a decision. He didn't want to fight, but death is going to come anyway. They're all destined to die anyway in this war, in this battlefield. They can't be spared. That is Krishna's plan, and this is, and as the time comes, the destruction will happen. All the manifestations will be gone. That's a will of the Lord, desire of the Supreme Lord, and that is a law of material nature. So it will happen. So when time comes, we all will be gone. So we should not get influenced with this. All the accomplishments we have gone, this money or wealth, properties, skills. You can't take it to our next life. We may acquire by hook or crook, but doesn't have any credit. This is all material things. So if little bit you do in your spiritual journey, that will have some credit and take you to further in your spiritual path in your next life. That is Krishna conscious moment is beautiful like that. Every moment you try to use it for Krishna in some way or the other. Yeah, even if you're working, you can constantly think about Krishna in some way or the other. So, yeah. Krishna says, right? Pranere artha diya vacha. In any way you can surrender to him. So like that, either you say, words, glorify him, or you give your time, or you give your words, or you give your money. You can somehow or the other contribute and then surrender to Krishna. Satatam, remembering Krishna, right? Always remembering and never forgetting Krishna. That will help us from the clutches of Maya. Utilizing time properly is the lesson here in this first verse. So otherwise we'll be carried away, just like how the clouds are carried away by wind. Without any knowledge, we will also be carried away like that. So we'll go to the next one. Thank you, Mataji. So someone who has not read can recite this verse, please.
Sudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Karpagavalli Mataji, you can read the translation. Purport also, Mataji. Mataji, your voice is not audible.
My voice is not audible?
Now it is there.
Mataji,
You were not able to hear anything before?
Yes, Mataji, we were able to hear what you said just now. I don't know whether if it was in mute or not.
No, I didn't say anything. I just asked if someone can recite the verse.
Yeah, we were able to hear.
Okay.
Yes.
Mataji, shall I recite the verse?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for someone to recite.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
यं यम् अर्थम् उपादत्ते दुःखेन सुखहेतवे तं तं दुनोति भगवान् पुमान् चोचति यत्कृते. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Whatever is produced by the materialist with great pain and labor or so-called happiness, the Supreme Personality as the time factor destroys, and for this reason the conditioned soul laments. Purport. The main function of the time factor, which is a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is to destroy everything. The materialists in the material consciousness are engaged in producing so many things in the name of economic development. They think that by advancing in satisfying the material needs of men, they will be happy. But they forget that everything they have produced will be destroyed in due course of time. From history, we can see that there were many powerful empires on the surface of the globe that were constructed with great pain and great perseverance. But in the due course of time, they have all been destroyed. Still, the foolish materialists cannot understand that they are simply wasting time in producing material necessities which are destined to be vanquished in due course of time. This waste of energy is due to the ignorance of the mass of people who do not know that they are eternal and that they have an eternal engagement also. They do not know that this span of life in a particular type of body is but a flash in the eternal journey. Not knowing this flash, they take a small flash of life to be everything, and they waste time in improving economic conditions. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for reading, Mataji. So this is again influence of time. Whatever we are trying to upgrade or upskill or innovate in our own ways to change according to our taste, time, place, circumstance. This is all because of the influence of time. We are trying to get into it, and then eventually the time will destroy everything, and this is waste of time doing all that. So the message is here is that we have to understand that we shouldn't waste our time like that. The main function of the time factor Krishna is representing is to destroy everything, like how we said, Krishna said, he's the time and I'm the time and I'm the destroyer of everything. He's going to do that. But we are busy doing so many things in this material world. Either we are getting degrees or getting accumulated some, properties or wealth or car or, everything. This is all happening, and we're thinking it is our own, economic development is happening. That is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are all going on endlessly for all of us. But what we have to understand is that with the time, this will, all this will be destroyed. No one will have them eternally. The essential subject matter we understood from Bhagavad Gita is what? That vasamsi jinani yata vihaya navani grihnati naro parani. Tata sharirani vihaya jinani anyani samyati navani dehi. We have to understand we are eternally fragmental part and parcel of Supreme Lord. So just like how we put new garments, giving up old ones, the soul also takes new material bodies, giving up the old ones and useless ones like that. So we have to understand the goal of our life is to understand that the main spiritual education we all have to have is that we are spirit soul, we are not the body. And these all accumulations which you are trying to do in this material life, in terms of certificates, degrees, or whatever we are getting it in outside world, they're highly sophisticated height of foolishness we are trying to acquire. So at the end of the day, they're not going to help us anyway. In due course of time, all will be gone. When we're leaving this body, we can't take that and put into that bank account will become zero. There's nothing in there. And Prabhupada is quoting from history, we see many powerful empires on the surface of the globe, they constructed. And then in due course of time, everything is gone, destroyed. We would have seen, like, any of our, like in my village, I've seen with my own eyes when I was child, there's my great grandfather. He constructed such a beautiful house. And in my childhood, I have memories of staying in that house in the school holidays, and how the house is so nicely, now also to this contemporary world, that house plan was perfect. Means it's like modern. And that particular house now is completely deteriorating, dwindling, going, roof is falling off, and we, even if you want to put so much of Lakshmi there to renovate, it's going to be very costly matter. But that great pain they have took to construct that, you have only land there now, and if someone occupy the land, that will also be gone. But in due course of time, you see that this is going to fall down. There's nothing there. So, but we are procuring and doing all these necessities, thinking it is required for us, and we are trying to do. Prabhupada is mentioned foolish materialistic. They can't understand. They're simply wasting time in producing material necessities. So we may question, oh, we need this, constructing a building or home, is it not good for us, or why is it considered waste? It's not considered waste, but in due course of time, everything is going to be gone. So understanding of that is required. In that, from spiritual angle, okay, if that is going, means attachment should be there. If there is an attachment, then the problem will come to us, like we will be entangled more and more. So waste of energy is due to ignorance of all of this. So, and Prabhupada is mentioning, we don't know that eternal, and they are not eternal. So we don't know that. That's the poor fund of knowledge we have. So they don't know that this span of life in a particular type of body is but a flash in the eternal journey. So it's just considered as a small flash of life. That's it. So with the passage of the time, whatever we upgrade or update, that all going to be gone to zero. So it's not going to help us anyway. So we have to understand, this material world is temporary. And then Vasudev has compiled Shrimad Bhagavatam, understanding the state of this Kali Yuga, that every one of us, the sages in Naimisharanya foresee, right? So Vasudev also foresee that. They were seeing that, Manda Sumanda Batayo, Manda Bhagya, Hi Upadrata. He was seeing like that. So Vasudev also, he was trying to, see the poor status of all the Kali Yuga, and then with the instruction of his guru Narada Muni, he started glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, means describing about the devotional service and all that, and he attempted sincerely to compile this. And then we know that Supreme Lord is Sachidananda, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradi Govindam, Sarva Karana Karanam. So he is eternally like that, and then we are also eternally happy living beings. Only thing is that out of independently enjoying and out of envy, we came to this material world, and Krishna kindly provided this material world for us, facilitated everything, and we are busy engaging ourselves in so many other various practices, doing different day-to-day activities, trying to keep well, eating nicely, healthy, and all that. We are doing that. But if you don't remember Supreme Lord at all the times and doing other things, it's all like waste of time. So thinking of, this antioxidant is required for me to keep healthy and all we think. But according to the spiritual dictionary, we need to have, Shravana Kirtana, very important every day. And then, reading the scriptures, distributing this transcendental literature, glorifying the Supreme Lord, worshipping the Lord, taking up the preaching activities, sharing whatever we are reading from the scriptures to others, so that showing compassion to other living entities to overcome these problems of this world, material life. We have 4 problems, right? We all know, right? 4 problems in this material world, common to
Yes,
everybody.
Mataji. Birth, death, old age.
Yeah, so these and all are there. We cannot control everything. We can't overcome this with the advancement of this material world, economic development or scientific advancements. We cannot. If a tsunami comes, tornado comes, we will not be able to protect ourselves. Only Lord has to protect us. So, in a nutshell, if you remember the Lord, taking the holy name of the Lord, chanting will stop us from death. We have seen the personalities who could able to achieve the Lord just by taking the Lord's name. Lord's name and form are non-different. So Lord's name is more powerful, in fact, in this Kali Yuga, and easy to do anywhere, anytime. No time, place, and circumstance for us to chant the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is kindly distributed this Maha Mantra and not given any restrictions, or anyone can chant in whichever way they can. But best thing is do it in Brahma Muhurta and in the association of the devotees. But Krishna says, if you remember all this, then, when you go back to this spiritual world, you will never return to this material world. Yeah, he said in Bhagavad Gita. Who remembers the verse?
Mataji, Janma Karma
Mataji,
Chame.
this one, Mataji. Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaravartya.
That is telling that there are, even Brahma, other living entities, everyone will have to, they're all.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Yadgatvana nivartante tadhama paramam
Yeah.
mama. But what is the starting? I don't remember.
Natadbhashe yete suryo nashashanko napavakaha. Yadgatvana nivartante taddama paramam mama. The 15th chapter, 16th verse, Krishna says. Before verse, even more beautiful, right? He says, what is the before verse? 15:15? Sarvasya
Sarvasya chaham
Sarvasya chaham
dadi
dadi sannivisto mata smriti
Sarvasya
jnanam
Jayam Bhakti
apohanam
Sannivisto
vo.
Mata Smriti
Vedesya
Jnanam
sarvaham
Apohanam Cha
Vedanta
Vedesha Sarvaham Eva Vedo Vedanta Vedeva Chanto.
Yeah, so there he is mentioning, right, that sages of Naimisharanya ask a question that, after you leave this material world, where will be the religion be? So then the answer to that is there in all these Puranas. He said in the first canto, 3rd chapter, 43rd verse. Is that verse? What is that verse? Puranarko Dunoditaha. He says, Puranarko Dunoditaha. What's the verse? Starting line. First chapter, first canto, 3rd chapter.
कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलौ नष्टादृशाम् एषा पुराणार्को अधुनोदितः.
So he says that I'm there in the scriptures. And then he says in 15:15 that I am the one who is giving forgetfulness. That's why we are enjoying in this material world. Without forgetfulness, we will not enjoy. And then he is also telling that I am also giving you what? Matta Smriti, remembrance. So
Jnanam,
how you are giving remembrance? The remembrance is giving that is coming in the form of the scriptures. That is confirmed in Bhagavatam. I'm coming in the form of the scriptures, so you all can remember me by reading the scriptures. That's the only shelter in this Kali Yuga. Studying scriptures. So that is there. And then what is happening? The knowledge is coming to us. When the knowledge is coming to us, then you will understand, no, we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. We are now have to take the shelter of the Supreme Lord so that we can be able to serve Him. We want to become servant of the Lord, not to, do waste time in material achievements or accumulations and all that. If you do like that, then there's a simply waste of time. So remembering and chanting and Smartavyam Satatam Krishna Vismartavyam na Chatuchit. We have to do that. So important aspect is that. So we can't be happy here. We are destined to die. How can we be happy in this material world when we all know that we are eternally, we will be happy in spiritual world and there's no happiness in the material world? How can we think about being happy in this material world? And that is a act of foolishness or madness like that. We all know. We know that, famous pastime of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Everyone know that, right? That Yaksha Prashna. After all these 12 years of exile, the Pandavas have completed. They were spending that 1 year in incognito. And they were in the forest. And when Brahmana comes and then he reports that, his sticks were being taken by a deer. And he wants to do a fiery yajna, sacrifice. And he asks these Pandavas if you can possibly return those sticks like that. And in search of the deer, they were going and then they got really tired and they felt thirsty, just like how Maharaj Parikshit became. And then they spotted a lake there nearby and then they went to quench their thirst and instantly one after the other drank from the lake, not hearing the warning given by a yaksha coming in the form of a crane. He said, you have to answer my questions first to drink. They didn't. And then everyone died. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj happened to come there in search of them. And then he see all the dead brothers there lying aside the lake. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj heard a voice, crane, warning him not to drink. And then he started crane, transformed his actual form into Yaksha and posed questions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, all deep, profound questions. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj also answered likewise. So we know, no? So all wisdom, Yudhishthira Maharaj is a Mahajin. So he can answer him very well, and he answered. And there, the question was asked, what? The most wonderful thing. What is it? Everything is dying. People think that they live forever.
Still, people think that we don't have death.
Yeah,
We
they
live
think
forever.
that, so many questions Yaksha asks, but this is the wonderful thing that, every day, all these humans and living beings, animals, everyone, they know they go to the death will come anytime, but still, man thinks that he is immortal. That's a surprising thing. So what is that in Mahabharata? That is ahani ahani bhutani gacchanti niyamalayam. Seshesha stavaram icchanti kim ascharya ataparam. He says hundreds and thousands of living entities are meeting death at every moment. But foolish living people, now we are thinking it will not come to us. Even if you attend this, what is that? The last rites, you go and attend someone, you may feel bad for some time and sad, but you think soon after you forget about it. That will not come like that, we think. But how many of us will be thinking about, let us prepare for the death? We want to forget about it and try to be, peaceful. But this is the most wonderful thing in this world, he says. Everyone is destined to die. And everyone is under the control of material nature. Yet every one of us thinks that, is independent, he can do whatever he like and he will never meet death. Like that, we will live forever. We are all making so many plans to live here forever in pursuit of enjoying and not getting this knowledge. In due course of time, that Yamaraj will come and will take away. All business will be gone. I mean, like that, so we don't know. That's a flash of life. It's gone. Nowadays, who knows? 100 years is not guaranteed, right? People are living at early age also, unfortunately. And any moment, anything can happen. A lot of unknown diseases are coming. Doctors are also don't know how to diagnose or, give some proper medicine. And just, we have to be very careful in using our time instead of wasting time in improving economic conditions like that. So we go to the next one, Matajis.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Vrishabhanu Mataji, you can read the shloka. Sharmila Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम यद ध्रुवस्य देहस्य सानुबन्धस्य दुर्गति ध्रुवाणि मन्यते मोहात् गृहक्षेत्रदसूनि च हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The misguided materialist does not know that his very body is impermanent and that the attractions of home, land, and wealth, which are in relationship to that body, are also temporary. Out of ignorance only, he thinks that everything is permanent. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, you can
Hare
read the
Krishna.
purport also, Mataji. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The materialist thinks that persons engaged in Krishna consciousness are crazy fellows wasting time by chanting Hare Krishna. But actually he does not know that he himself is in the darkest region of craziness because of accepting his body as permanent. And in relation to his body, he accepts his home, his country, his society, and all other paraphernalia as permanent. This materialistic acceptance of the permanency of home, land, etc. is called the illusion of Maya. This is clearly mentioned here. Mohat Grahakshetra Vasuni. Out of illusion only does the materialist accept his home, his land, and his money as permanent. Out of this illusion, the family life, national life, and economic development, which are very important factors in modern civilization, have grown. A Krishna conscious person knows that this economic development of human society is but temporary illusion. In another part of Shrimad Bhagavatam, the acceptance of the body as oneself, the acceptance of others as kinsmen in relationship to this body, and the acceptance of the land of one's birth as worshipable are declared to be the products of an animal civilization. When, however, one is enlightened in Krishna consciousness, he can use these for the service of the Lord. That is very suitable proposition. Everything has a relationship with Krishna. When all economic development and material advancement are utilized to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness, a new phase of progressive life arises. Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So most of the points which we were trying to discuss, like, this is a this thing will, people, materialistic thing, people think that Krishna conscious people who are practicing are crazy fellows. Someone who is doing, they look like that to them. Some people may ask, when we are doing, like, I remember when I was first time when I went to my, home to India, like I live in Australia. So when I came after marriage, I came into Krishna conscious soon after I came here. And then first visit when I went is different. Like, holding a chanting bag and all that. A lot of my cousins thought that, okay, something wrong happened there. You are trying to, it's not, they felt like I became crazy only, really. This made me laugh actually, because they thought, this is not something you can do now. You're just, I was 25, so it's just 25 years, and how come you're doing all this? You're wasting your time. They thought like that. I mean, I have to be careful. Whoever is mentoring me told me that don't show any of your belongings of Krishna conscious to anybody. I was not openly chanting also, but somehow they could figure out, like, I don't eat outside. I don't have to only offer and eat. Of course, coming from the background where I am, we do offer, but offering is different. Let's just only offer a little bit what we make a special offering to the Lord, and the rest of the items we don't offer only. But this way of offering is different. So everything, it is a little bit noticeable the way I was trying to do. And they understand, okay, this is not something you have to do now. There's a lot of time for you to do later, not now. So they were trying to do some other preaching to me. But they think like, you're losing something, not going to movies or parties or attending these that that is something craziness they thought. And but slowly we understand now we are not the body, we are the soul. Now when we try to associate ourselves with this family connections, all this paraphernalia what Prabhupada is mentioning, home, country, society, that's not going to be there permanent. It's under illusion of Maya only. So we need to be careful that Krishna conscious person knows that this economic development is only just an illusion. We just don't get attached to what we have. As long as we're using it in Krishna service, that's all good. We don't need to like too much entanglement with these attachments. That will take us to nowhere. So, Mataji, would you like to scroll down a little bit? So in this, we have to understand that, the lesson here in this verse is that whatever, Krishna gives, use it in Krishna's service. We don't get attached to that. Wasting of energy due to ignorance is what we learned from previous verse. We don't have to do. Lifespan is 100 years and it will go just like a flash of light. That also we learned, right? So we have a eternal journey. Sometimes, we wander around in this different species. So many times we might have become a woman, man, cat, dog, and all that, Indian, American, all that. So, but it's a flash only. Just like, if you're traveling, you're waiting in for your flight or a train or something like that. You are there at that particular time and you're trying to make sure, whatever facilities are provided, you're using and trying to make sure your surroundings are clean or whatever. And then it's a responsibility or a commitment to maintain your surroundings for some time. But later on, you should go on, move on, right? So you don't say that, this chair belongs to me, that, what particular flight seat is my own, I bought this ticket and got it like that. It's like a mad thing if you do like that. So this journey of human life is also like that journey of, going from one place to another is maybe few hours, but journey of human life is few years. But that is not going to last forever. We think it's not permanent. We forget that and then we understand it belongs to us. And then we get deep rooted into that understanding. And possessiveness will come. All these temporary things will possess, and then that possessiveness will take out us from, missing out on the eternal goal of, understanding that we are the servant of the Lord. And we belong to Him. Nothing belongs to this material world like that. Yeah. So, I mean, that attitude we should have. Whatever we have in this material world, we accept it, but think that this is not belonging to me. It's only belonging to Krishna. I'm just using in Krishna's service. That's the relationship we have to establish and see everything in relation to Krishna. Then Prabhupada says that, if you advance like that, new phase of progressive life arises. So can we go to the next one, Matajis?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
जन्तुर्वैर्भव एतस्मिन्यां यां योनिमनो वर्जयेत् तस्यां सलपते निवृत्तिं न विरज्यते. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The living entity, in whatever species of life he appears, finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition. Sindhu Mataji can read the book. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Pranams, Mataji. Sloka 4, purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The satisfaction of the living entity in a particular type of body, even if it is most abominable, is called illusion. A man in a higher position may feel dissatisfaction with the standard of life of a lower grade man. But the lower grade man is satisfied in that position because of the spell of Maya, the external energy. Maya has two phases of activities. One is called prakshepatnika and the other is called avaranatmika. Avaranatmika means covering. And the prakshepatnika. Prakshepatnika means pulling down. In any condition of life, the materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because his knowledge is covered by the influence of Maya. In the lower grade or lower species of life, the development of consciousness is so poor that one cannot understand whether he is happy or distressed. This is called avaranatmika. Even a hog who lives by eating stool finds himself happy, although a person in a higher mode of life sees that the hog is eating stool. How abominable that life is. Thank you, Mataji.
So in this context, we see there is a pulling effect and there is a covering effect to the materialistic person. So Prabhupada is telling in any condition of life, materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because knowledge is covered. We are influenced by Maya. Everything is covered. So that is, problem to us because lower species, development of consciousness is very less. So they can't understand whether he is happy or distressed. And that is called avaranatmika. One is covering effect, which is pulling us to the lower grades, like that, material energy. Maya is acting in that two ways. And other one is that, we are not able to understand. Because of the covering, we are not able to understand whether it is happiness or distress. And then, poor fund of knowledge, we are not able to realize what is happening. So we have a classic example that, Indra became hog, right? We know that, right? The pastime, everyone knows that?
Yes, Mataji, we have heard that.
Yes, Mataji.
Indra became hog, and then when Brahma comes and says, no, your time is up, no, you finished, just come. Then he says, no, I'm happy here. I don't want to go to my position. Like that he says, right? When his Indra's guru comes, Brahaspati, he says he's busily enjoying and he didn't want any time. He says, he tells his assistant that I don't have time now to meet. And then he overhears and he get upset and he curses him to become a hog because he's busily eating and enjoying there, like that. So then when he was in a hog and 1 year time finished and the Brahma comes, go to your position, he said, I'm happy here, what's wrong? Just, enjoying, like that. So we need to understand that this kind of problem will come to us also because we are all doing that only. We are happy here. We don't want to go. If suddenly Krishna comes and then, I'm very happy with your devotional service and says, come, I'll take you. Will you go? You can't even say, I have this, I have that. That famous story of Kailash. You know that? Everyone knows that? Story of
No,
Kailash.
Mataji.
Huh?
No, Mataji. We don't
No,
have
no,
that.
Mataji.
There's a person called Kailash. It's a story. The small children, we teach that. It's Narada Muni comes to him and he says, now you have, finished all your duties and all. Now you come, we'll go to the spiritual world. It will be very nice. Then he says, no, my son has to get married and then all those duties has to be done. I can't come now. Then his Narada Muni goes and then he comes back after some time and he says, now you come. He says, no, my son has I've got married now. I'm waiting for the grandchild to come and hear the grandchild words and like this. He keeps on postponing. And then one fine day death will come and he'll go. And then Narad Muni comes and sees that there's a dog barking in front of the house, and then he says, okay, what happened? Maybe he's no more like that. He thinks, but his dog is continuously barking, and then he realizes, oh, so this. Poor Kailash came in the form of a dog to this home. And then he says, what are you doing here? Let's go now. At least now you come. Then he says, actually, my sons, they are all, not even understanding how to look after my property. They're not realizing, not responsibly. I'm actually here, guarding the property. I'm there, I'll come later, he says. Then that life also is not forgetting. And then afterwards, next when Narada Muni comes, the dog has died. And then he's thinking, oh, he must have gone to different body like that. And he's walking in the paddy fields. And the snake comes hissing. And then the snake is continuously hissing. And Narada Muni realizes, oh, this must be Kailash came in the form of a snake. And what are you doing now? At least you come, abominable form you took. No, you are not willing to come. I'm telling you, we go. He says, my children are there, they are okay, they're looking after the property, but they are very lazy. They are not getting up early, and then, this paddy field is getting spoiled. Other people are attacking, and elephants are coming, all these reasons he will tell. And I'm looking after this paddy field. I thought he will not get any, we will not. ये सुधरेगा नहीं ऐसे बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में. They will never change. I just have to teach him a lesson like that. And then he calls all his children and says, there is a snake in your paddy field. Just get rid of him. And then they all beat him and until to the end of his life, and the snake will die. So attachment will happen like that. It's covering effect. We will not able to forget too much attachment, and then we will keep on doing like that. So that's the problem. And there's another thing, like you see in street dog also do like that. Street dogs, they get attached to some certain place, and then that place they stay there, and then sometimes they make a ditch, and then they make it like a comfortable bed, and they keep staying there. If some other dog comes, the dog will chase the other dog. It's not at all any, they're attached to that place, and then the other dog, they keep fighting between each others. There's a very nice story also. I don't know, I'm telling too many stories, whether we have time or not. One more verse is there, but this story is about two sages. These two sages, Veda Shiromani and Ashwa Shiromani. They're all devotees of Krishna only, Lord Vishnu. And one day this Ashwa Shiromani comes to a place of Veda Shiromani and he meditates. And he meditates in a cave where he was doing. And Veda Shiromani says, I'm upset you are coming to my cave and meditating. And this is my place of hermitage. I have this beautiful valley and mountain area. Everything belongs to me. And like that, he becomes angry. How dare you enter to my place and meditate? And you are entering as if like a snake entering to an ant hole. Like that, you are entering my hermitage and doing your tapasya here. I curse you, you become a snake. Like that is. Next life, you will become a snake. And this is what, Veda Shiromani cursed to that sage. Tapasya. This Ashwashiromani got, what nonsense you're talking? Who said this place belongs to you? Can you show me some proof? This belongs to you? This is a common place. I'm sitting here, I'm doing my tapasya, and you are coming and disturbing me. Now you cursed me, I'm going to curse you. You will become a crow in your next life. So this problem happened, and Vishnu a little bit upset. They are devotees of Lord, and then to solve their conflict, Vishnu had to come there. You both are great brahmanas, devotees of me. I cannot nullify your curses, but you have to unfortunately go through these lives. So that Ashwashiromani will become crow, and his name has Bhusha Chanda. And then Veda Shiromani will become a snake, become Kalia, lives in that Ramakadvipa. Like that, this fight will go on next life also. Kalia and Garuda end up fighting in that lake, and then, that past time we know, right? So this is what attachments of this particular place or anything we have, then we end up like that. So in spiritual life also, you end up having some kind of attachments. There will be some tendency. If you have some privileged service you're doing, or some resources you are trying to use, in engaging them services, some other will come, oh, this is my service, and those are people who are I am engaging. In preaching also, these people, if you preach and someone else will come and they also try to cultivate, you get so insecure. This is the problem. So when we are performing spiritual services also, we should do in a detachment mode. So just we are not the doers. We should only as an instrument in serving our parampara, our guru, like that. Not a doership mentality should go. That possessiveness, entitlement, it's a threat to our spiritual growth also. Whatever little facility we get, we don't get attached to that. So living entities actually get satisfied because they get possessed of those things and then they attach to them. That's the problem for all of us. So yeah, go to the last verse. We have very less time.
Hare Krishna.
Krishnamurti Prabhu can read the verse. Now Kishore Mataji, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Pranams Prabhu.
Narakasthopi deham vai na pumsasyuktamichati narakyam nivruto satyam deva maya vimohitaha. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The conditioned living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life, while deluded by covering influence of the illusory energy. He feels little inclined to cast off his body, even when in hell, for he takes delight in hellish enjoyment. Hare Krishna.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is said that once Indra, king of heaven, was cursed by his spiritual master Brihaspati on account of his misbehavior, and he became a hog on this planet. After many days, when Brahma wanted to recall him to his heavenly kingdom, Indra, in the form of a hog, forgot everything of his royal position in the heavenly kingdom, and he refused to go back. This is the spell of Maya. Even Indra forgets his heavenly standard of life, is satisfied with the standard of a hog's life. By the influence of Maya, the conditioned soul becomes so affectionate towards this particular type of body that if he is offered, give up this body and immediately you will have a king's body, he will not agree. This attachment strongly affects all conditional living entities. Lord Krishna is personally conversing. Give up everything in this material world. Come to me and I shall give you all protection. But we are not agreeable. We think we are quite all right. Why should we surrender unto Krishna? 1 second, Mataji. I am not able to see.
Yeah, and go back to
Should I surrender to Krishna and go back to his kingdom? This is called illusion or Maya. Everyone is satisfied with the standard of living, however abominable it may be. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So rightly mentioned, right? The translation, Mataji, can you mind scrolling up a little bit? Yeah, so this conditioned living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life. Every one of us. Like I said, the dog was happy like that. A hog is happy, like Indra form came happy. We are all happy. We are deluded by covering influence of illusionary energy, Pratyakshapnika, Shakti. And then, he feels little inclined to cast off his body even when he is in hell. So he's enjoying even in a hellish moment also. As a dog, hog is not thinking the being Indra previous life, position of Indra is there, but not understanding that, better life is there. What kind of bodies, given in the hell. We all know, right? The deha, which we get, the body we get.
No, Mataji.
Yatana deha, that is deha, which experience punishments only. All the punishments only we are getting there. The conditioned body is also like that. We are continuously getting punished. 3 different things are there. Miseries, we are getting it. What are those miseries?
Adhyatmika,
Adi Atmika, Adi Daivika, Adi Bautika.
Yeah, and this prison house, this material world is like a prison house. And these miseries are coming to us again and again. We are thinking this is not prison house. We are only thinking the jail in the government handling is the prison house, not this. This is also a prison house only. We have better facilities than that the other jail which government is handling. But this is still, but we are thinking we want this only. We are in a better position. That is conditioning attached to the position. Like someone may say that I am such and such person in that such and such company, high position. They may have, how long they'll have? Nowadays, so much of insecurity is there. After, suddenly tomorrow you may be out of the job also, right? Job security is not there in the material world, but we still attribute ourselves to that position, that particular, job and the company and the people and all that. Yeah. So, but every situation is like that. If the body is ugly, also beauty, also short, long, anything, we are attached to the body. It's deep desire to enjoy these facilities given to us. Maintaining the body is our responsibility, little bit only. But what we have to do is that make sure we use our senses only to perform our sadhana in the service of the Lord. Utility of the body is that. But overly possessing to this bodily attachment means we are not understanding the purpose of this life. When we progress further in our process of bhakti, we need to learn that we have to detach from it. If you're not detaching from your body, no bodily needs are there. You have to just maintain whatever bare minimum so that you will be able to perform bhakti. Do that. So you don't what is that? There's a saying, no, don't live to eat. What do? You eat to live, right? That's all we have to do. That's what we have to do that. So we need to. And we have a very good example from the Shastra. The Dichi Muni is there, right? When all the devatas, they went to request him to give his bones, they went saying that, Lord Vishnu asked us to take your bones. So we have to make a nice thunderbolt. And Dajichi Muni said that, he said, how can I give up my body? I can't give up. Like that he didn't say. Even if Vishnu instruct, like that, I'll not give. I'm possessive. I can't give. He didn't say like that. He was initially telling like that, okay. But later he said, okay, I'll give everything. It's ultimately will of the Lord. On top of that, you are requesting, but on top of that, you are telling Vishnu is asking, I'll certainly give. And then, with deep meditation, he was doing it, and they were taking his bones. He was in meditation trance, and all the devatas taking bones. So, like that, when we are in a bodily concept of life, it's very hard to understand that, to let it go, to understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. This is not possible until we come to that state that, we have to not the body, and then we detach from the body. So there is a lot of emotional pain, physical pain will be there, but we need to understand that we have to, from the scriptures, we have to understand this is not going to help us. Hellish life is also an attachment only. We will not be able to go. Like how that pastime of Kailash I was telling, he is not willing to go. Here it is telling, now Prabhupada is telling in the purport, right? Give up this body. I'll give you the king's body. No way we will go there. They are not understanding. Lord Krishna is personally canvassing. We all know, no, how Krishna is canvassing.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja.
Yeah.
Through the acharyas, through the gurus, through the parampara, through the pure devotees, Mataji.
Yeah, more than that, he is in our heart only, always watching
Yes,
us.
Mataji.
It's Paramatma. Is always eagerly waiting. When are you going to come? We are not at all interested. We are turning our back, thinking that something else will give us protection, not Krishna. Right? Not agreeing to that fact. So surrendering to Krishna is not happening wholeheartedly because of the illusion, Maya. Because we are satisfied with our standard of living. We don't want to go. So, like that, yeah. Like that, from the pastimes of gopis, you see, when Narada Muni asked everybody that Lord Krishna is having a severe headache, and then it will be relieved only when the dust of the speck of, dust from your lotus feet, from your feet is given to the Lord. No, everyone objects to give. Brahmanas, that even Pandavas, I don't remember who else. Everyone objects.
Wives also, Mataji.
Wives of the queens of Dwaraka, everyone. And then in the end, the gopis will give whatever Krishna wants. We don't care. Narada says, are you sure you will go to hell? Are you interested to do this? Be careful before you give. They said, we don't mind. We are happy to go to hell. So they're detached. They're happy to do anything for the service of the Lord. They're giving their dust. And that is a test for us. We have to remember the Lord's name all the time. Chanting the holy names of the Lord is very important in Kali Yuga. At the time of the death, that will only save us, nothing else. All these accumulations, possessions, and bodily connections with our family, extended family, thing is our bank balance, nothing is going to take us anywhere. So we need to be mindful of all that every time. As long as Krishna is giving these facilities for us, make sure we are giving credit to Krishna. Samsiddhi Haritoshanam, use it only for the pleasure of Krishna. That's it. And whatever is there is giving because of his mercy, we are getting it, and attribute like that. And then don't try to overly possess or enjoy. So that is what is, Kapila Muni is telling to Devahuti. This, life and death of a materialistic aspect is going on. In few more verses, this discussion will continue. But yeah, these deep-rooted attachments is there for the body because of the bewilderment by Maya. We are attached to our family, children, home, friends, everything. And that makes us feel comfortable. What is wrong with this material world? But like that we think. Dukkhalaya Shashvatam will not understand until some dukkha comes to us. It will not understand. We'll think that will not come to me, we'll think. No. So we'll stop here.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna,
Looking
Mataji.
forward to the next class. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams, Mataji. Mataji, my question is, last 1 hour we have heard the class.
Yeah.
We ourselves come to the conclusion this material world is full of misery. And that by this attachment only we are suffering. We are not the body, we are the soul, everything we accept it. After closure of the class, we will enter to the another world, So in particular this time, the mind is attached to the spiritual world. After completion of this class, we will enter to the material world. So everything will be happens at the mode of influence of mind only. Am I right, Mataji?
Influence of material world. All these
material
three
world.
influence.
Yes, if we see material world, mind will attract. So mind will educate us. Mind will take us to enjoy in the spiritual material world. So to whom mind is to be educated, by which mind then?
Which mind? You have to educate mind. Saying that,
by which means?
Which means we train your mind that mind has to listen to you. You shouldn't listen to
mind. Yes, I do agree, Mataji. Mind has to hear my words. So which intelligence, which to educate mind, which means is essential for us
to
within
educate
ourselves.
Mind.
Yes, mind is to be educated. Then only mind will keep quiet, or otherwise it will dance.
Yeah, we have to use our intelligence given by the Lord, because all the other living entities do have intelligence, but we have a bit more. That intelligence degree is more in us. So use it, and then whatever Krishna is telling, we are hearing. So don't forget that intelligence is given to us, human beings, and scriptures are given to us, so that we can continue to remember what we have heard and practice it, apply in our day-to-day life. What is Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita? It's a Bible or manual for our human form of life. Apply in our life, then mind will not come to you. Yeah. So don't give any room for Maya in your life.
Mataji, then mind, intelligence is better than mind, and the soul is better than intelligent than intelligence. So in the, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, so we have to use our intelligence to educate mind to not to attract to the material world, and then it is to be educated by intelligence only.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I right, Mataji?
Yeah, you have to educate mind by your intelligence.
Okay.
And discriminative power. Use it, and then don't get
the mind
or listen to mind.
The mind is not to be agitated by the material world. The mind must be focused only on the Supreme Lord only, on chanting Nama, Japa and all those things. Then the mind will become calm and quiet. It will, yes. The intelligence is to be used for educate mind.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
And in the association of the devotees, someone is putting Sindhu Mataji without association. No? Without association, how is it possible? Sindhu
Okay,
Mataji is here. She's here.
Yes, Mataji, she's here.
Mataji, can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask Mataji.
Mataji, but in family life, we can see that even if we try to be Krishna conscious, sometimes we are getting deviated. We have so many disturbances now, Mataji. However, intelligence and however we try to, still we have the tendency to go back to little bit of the materialistic objectives. We cannot try to be 100% Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we also have that deviations, no, Mataji.
Yeah, we do have that in a family. This is inevitable. We can't escape from all of that. But we have to keep our own, particular, like how Lord Lakshmana has given a Lakshmana Rekha to Sita. And he said, don't go beyond this. If you go beyond this, there's a problem. And he instructed. And we also know, like there is some, let's say there is some family and some family gathering. And we have to go there. It's inevitable. We have to go. We can't ignore our family members. We should go present there. But make sure whatever necessary is required for you to, like, even some taking prasadam, finish at your home and go. Don't, do that kind of thing. So whatever is bare minimum to protect yourself from Krishna consciousness, do it. Don't unnecessarily entangle too much there because of obligation. That you have to be careful. Yeah. So, and if your family members, everyone is not able to follow like how you are, you just make something and offer and feed them. If they don't accept, pray for them. That's the best thing. You can't do anything else. We have to pray for the other living entities, and that is the highest compassion you can show to the living entities. So don't get into arguments or don't get into the breaking of relationships and things like that. They will learn with your example. Yeah, so they will tell, how all devotees are like this. If you misbehave or don't set an example, then they will think everyone is like this only, whoever follow Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Mataji, correct, Mataji. But even in Bhakti, sometimes we see that we are too much preoccupied and we cannot keep up to our schedule. That also is there, no, Mataji. We try, we want to reach the Bhagavatam, who stops us.
You have to draw a line and make sure you make some balance.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, don't go either way too much. Make sure you're not ignoring your family members, so that you are at least in some point of time in future they will also follow. So don't give them some wrong impression, Mataji. Some sacrifices required.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna devotees, any other doubts? Suma Mataji, you want to ask Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Please, Mataji.
Mataji, why is it like so powerful, like one cursing the other, Mataji? It becomes so powerful. I'm sorry for my voice.
What is that?
Cursing, Mataji. Like
Cursing.
one cursed one Rishi. Yes, Mataji. Why doesn't the Lord intervene?
The curse
in that,
of one
Mataji?
sage.
Why is it okay. They already did it. Oh, Lord interfere before only. See, this is what, Lord will not interfere with anybody. We have got independence.
After cursing. After cursing, why
cursing,
doesn't the Lord? Yes, Mataji. That is
he says, the curses of the Brahmanas cannot be taken. The sages especially. Whatever says, a sage will curse, that curse has to go through. We have seen many pastimes like that, right? in the
Yes.
Shastra, so many sages were been cursing
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj did not counteract with his curse.
Durvasa Muni.
Why Lord has not nullified Durvasa Muni? Why Lord has nullified means that Bhagavatam has to be recited by Shukadev Goswami. That's why. There is
So
a
for
reason
the
behind that. Yeah.
yes, Mataji. For
Now
every
in
curse,
this,
there is a reason.
yeah, and in this particular pastime which I try to share, there that the next pastime, Krishna Leela, that pastime is going to happen. So that is there for the benefit of every one of us too.
So there is some goodwill, no, Mataji, for them actually. The Brahmanas cursing. But
The
what
sages
about the
cursing, yeah.
material world, Mataji?
What of the material world, like mundane people trying to fight with
Cursing
each
it.
other? Yeah,
Yes,
that
Mataji.
that is at your own cost, risk only. There's nothing like that. These sages who are little bit elevated compared to normal people, sometimes some kind of misunderstanding happens among them. It is to be understood that there is some purification happening to them, so they are doing it. So for us, there's a lot is there to get rid of it. So some kind of fight means still our karmic reactions because of our something we would have done. So it is coming in that way. So we are involved in that. No,
Mataji,
Yes,
in the
Mataji.
household, sometimes the elders become very angry and they curse, no, Mataji. Does that fructify, Mataji?
See, whatever happens, if we don't counter curse, then this is good for us. We, as a human being, if you can do that much, as practicing devotees, we should not, if some other person says something to us, we should tolerate and be patient. Time will decide. Then, if you don't curse back, then you are in a good state. At least you're in good books. Your unnecessarily bad credit will not come to you. Like, bad karma you will not accumulate. Right?
Yes,
The
Mataji.
sages being the surrendered souls, they will do according by the will of the Lord only, no, Mataji? Like whatever they curse and
Yeah, we have to understand like that because too much of analysis, if we do also, we don't get the correct answer. It's only speculation. We have to understand that, okay, Lord himself said, I'll not nullify your curses. That means it should be, even we see from Jaya Vijaya past time, right? Why
yes,
Lord will not nullify that and then says nothing will happen like this, like this. No, because Lord is going to release the pastime of that next life when Jaya Vijay is becoming, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha is going to fight and is going to, there's no one who is capable of fighting like this Jaya Vijay in that next life. So he is going to enjoy that rasa. So that is there. So he acknowledged, okay, my assistants or my devotees or my servants didn't do, proper attitude was not there, ethic was not there. But to please the four Kumaras, the curse has to be accepted, right? So many are there,
Hare
like Chitraketu also, Parvati curse, right?
yes, Mataji.
You will go on, so many will come.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
In this case, I have a doubt, Mataji. So Sanaka, the four Kumaras cursed Jai Vijaya. So because maybe this is because of Lord's will. But did Sanaka, the four Kumaras get bad karma, Mataji, for that?
No, they actually smelling of the lotus tree, the tulsi offered to the Lord, they got, from the impersonalist feature to they got, the personal feature of the Lord, they understood. Paramatma feature, that feature they understood. So
when there is a Lord's will, there will be no bad karma, even if they curse Mataji, only for the cases. In those cases. Is it, Mataji?
Yeah, they are only enacting this because of the will of the Lord. That we have to remember. These personalities, they are in the past tense of the Lord. These are leelas happening. So they are eternal associates of the Lord. Happening, this is going on. So that's the will of the Lord only. That much I understand.
Mataji. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, I have one doubt, a small doubt. The Jaya Vijaya are actually doing their duty, no? They didn't let the four Kumaras enter. It was their duty.
Yeah.
So why were they cursed and why they had to go through all these, 3 times they had to take birth as
I said, Lord wanted to have that Shival Rasa, Virya Rasa. He wants to enjoy that. with them.
For that purpose only?
Yeah, so the Lord wants to make some arrangement that Leela has to go on. So he made this arrangement.
Okay.
Yeah, so he wouldn't say, oh, you did. He acknowledged, yes, my servants did not behave properly, but there's a reason behind that.
So, Mataji, even we are all striving to be the servants of the Lord. So, we are not aiming at Goloka also, like wherever the Lord puts us, so we should be ready to serve Him. This is what the mood is. So, I think Mataji Jaya Vijay also thinking that everything is a blessing of the Lord and they took the positions. And is it not, Mataji?
Correct. Your devotees always think whatever situation they are going to face or they are facing, it's a mercy of the Lord.
Yes, Mataji.
It's mercy of the Lord. That particular verse is there, na tattenu kampam sushmikshamanam. Yeah. So it's a mercy of the Lord only. They're put into that situation. So they don't complain, criticize, or unnecessarily talk about, why I have blame Lord. They don't. They just be happy. Kunti Maharani was like that.
Mataji, we have come to Krishna consciousness also because of Krishna's mercy.
Yeah.
So many, when you call them, they don't come. At least we got the privilege to join classes.
Yeah, we may had some, Purvajama Sukruti or Ajnata Sukruti or Unmukha Sukruti. I don't know from where we are getting it. As and when we progress, we realize. Right?
Mataji, you said Sukrutis, Mataji. What exactly are they?
Purvajanma Sukruti is there. Ajnata Sukruti is there. Bhakti
What exactly they mean, Mataji?
Purva Janma means like you must have done something knowingly, some pious credits you would have done, and then for that you will get some better result now. So that is one thing. And then Ajnata means unknowingly you would have done something, and then you will be getting that credit, you will be enjoying or getting the result for that. And bhakti is understood, like you perform a certain stage you would have gone in your devotional life and you must have not completed, so you would have stopped and then you start where you have stopped.
Yeah, okay, Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Even in Bhagavad Gita, Mataji, like Krishna says, no, at any time, even if wherever you stop, you're not a loser. Again, he will give you another chance. Yeah. So from there you stopped, you'll again start it.
Yeah. In the second chapter, right? That one?
Yes, Mataji.
So yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful class.
Thank you for everybody's patience and tolerating me.
Thank you, Mataji. Can we end the class with prayers, Mataji?
We will stop. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya
कृपा सिंधुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद थैंक यू माताजी
कृष्णा माताजी
Thank you, Mataji.
Can we end the class, Mataji?
Thank you.
Thank you, devotees. See you all tomorrow, sharp at 9:30. Kindly join